Well, hi everyone. Finally have some time to make a video this week. There will be a video coming out later tonight for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I actually might divide that into two videos to make up for missing last week. But as you know, last weekend, I think you'll know if you watched Rachel's video because I'm pretty sure she mentioned it. Last weekend, I couldn't do my video because I was away all weekend doing a Fleur Woods class. Oh, sorry about the nails. That's from art class this week. It's paint. I've washed my hands 1,000 times. Still not fully out, but better than they were during the week where they were completely coloured. So I was with the beautiful Fleur Woods. This is her gorgeous book. I know lots of you have got her book. And did a wonderful, wonderful class where we were learning to hand colour fabrics and threads. And then there was a stitchy element. So it was a 2-day class. To be honest, I didn't get to the stitching. I was having so much fun with the colouring of fabrics and wools that I didn't get there. But I did come home with a whole bag full of goodies of things I can use in my slow stitching. So these are some of the fabrics that I did, very lovely kind of Eastery colours. And I thought I'd show you these first. In terms of technique, I'm not going to explain what we did in the class because I don't think that's the right thing to do. You don't go to a class and then explain to people on YouTube how to do it. But if you have Fleur's book, you can have a look and she will give you some ideas. Okay, so have a look at her book. Also in her online class, we did a little bit of this. I don't think we did the wool, but we did some of the fabric. So I have done some dyeing of laces and stuff ages ago, like 3 years ago, I think it was, in our Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 1. That was one idea, but I have experimented a little bit with dyeing laces, but I haven't coloured too much of my own fabrics like this. So let's have a look at what I did. So these are all different colours, and none of them are perfectly even, but I don't want them to be perfectly even. And this was a lovely linen that Fleur provided to us. It was white to begin with, and I just tried to achieve some different colours, different things that I can work with. I'm actually thinking of, even though I have kind of rinsed these, I'm thinking of maybe giving them a wash just to soften them up even more. And I think it probably will fade the colour down even a little bit further. So this one, I literally just mopped up a whole bunch of colour that I had left over, and this was the result. So, you could use just a little snippet and try and get more of one colour as you go. These ones are actually really soft. I don't need to give these a wash. Very pale, pale, pale pink with some little touches of yellow on top. And this one is a similar thing. A few blotches of pink here, there and everywhere. I actually really like the blotchy ones. This is a darker shade of pink, definitely giving me Easter vibes. Thinking of some Easter projects coming up. This one, at first I did it in a pale mint colour, and then I added a bit more colour, contrasting colour pink on top to get that one. The pale mint was nice though. Maybe I should do some more, just keep them in. This one I was trying to channel a bit of Monet's water lilies, so pinks and greens, and it's minty underneath. I want to wash that because I think it'll really soften it nicely. Now, I haven't ironed these or anything yet. They've just dried in the sun, so they're all a bit crinkly, but I think I'll wash them and soften them, and then they can have an iron. This one has got a peachy colour. There's some blobs of yellow and pink in there. I was trying to get a watermelon colour, darker pink, look at that. So this one definitely needs some softening, darker on that side. If I want it more faded, I could go that side. And that's pretty much the same thing. I played around with a couple of bits of fabric. This one is kind of that pale aqua. with some blobs of darker aqua, turquoisey kind of colours. Blues, because you never know what you feel like using. I tried to get quite a few different colours because you never know what you might use, almost like tie-dyeing. Another more faded cornflower, but blue, sky blue. Now these ones were done with a different technique, different product. And this one I was testing out sort of the greens, a little bit of the blues. I do want to wash this down. I don't like the look of this as much as I like the look of that. So I think I'm going to wash these ones down and just see how they end up. But this one and this one was the same. I was just testing out greens. And it doesn't feel as nice. I could feel like there's stuff on it. So I want to wash them, and fading them down would be really pretty. And then you could, embroider some lovely flowers on top. And then this, I was just testing colours. It's the same as those last two. But again, I don't like the look of this as much as the other two. So I'm going to give them a wash. So I do have a few other little bits of fabric, but it's the same kind of stuff. These, I'll show you. These are a few small bits. I just ripped up some scraps. These were the same technique as the last one, but I used more water, so I've faded it down further, which is better. But they still have a feel to them that I think I'll be able to get off there if I run it through the washing machine, or just a gentle hand wash might even be good. So I just had a few scraps, so chuck these in tea. This is obviously stuff that we've done before. Sorry, I've got a bit of a pile next to me. I'm grabbing them. So that's just a little rip piece, another rip piece. I've used some bits, another one. So playing around with lovely colour. I know I have a few more tea dye ones somewhere. This was same techniques, but with a bit of, it's like a stretchy muslin, which I thought gave it a cool effect. So there's a bit of muslin I haven't really done anything with yet. As I said, let's have a look, they're just more tea. And they're really lovely and soft. They've been fully rinsed and dried, and I did iron them. So they look good. Same thing. Chucked a bit of lace in, that was white. So I chucked a bit of lace in the tea. And then got a piece of fabric. Fleur had some lovely scrappy fabrics. Added some colour to that. So, you can cut down sections. You got a bit of background colour, which I thought turned out really well. And then in the car, I'm going to move my fabrics. Sorry if I was off camera a bit there, but I'm going to stand up so you can see better. I had some bits of lace and doilies and things like that. It's another bit of that lovely muslin. So I ripped things up. I added colour, different colours. Don't know if you can see, but I've kind of gone about 4 different colours there. It graduates into different colours. I was testing out the different types of materials. A bit more of this, which will be good to use. Mum had some of the other type of cheesecloth, so I used that. Did a blue one and a peachy colour. So did a bit of muslin. This one I was just experimenting, just playing around. I might even wash that and see how it fades down, what it looks like. Tried some different colours on that stretchy kind of muslin kind of stuff. And it was interesting seeing the different laces and how they took to the dye. So that was fairly white, and it's come up kind of yellowy colour with a bit of peach, and there's a bit of green coming in. So literally I just had a heap of scraps, got them out of the car, had some fun. This one, I did it in 3 different colours. So we've got some green with some yellow. Love this one. It's kind of a pinky colour with some bits of purple in there. And then I did this colour. Oh, this is not, those two were the exact same laces. This one, similar pattern, but a different piece. It had come off something, you can see the threads. So I did a darker blue on that one. This is a little bit of a synthetic-y lace, so I wasn't sure if it'd take the colour, but it's kind of has, which is good. I've got lots over here, guys, sorry. This big piece was really pretty. Did that in a darker blue. Loved how this piece turned out. Love the colour. It's pale aqua. There's a few different colours coming through it. Another piece. And I tried different techniques with these things. They're not all the exact same type of product that I've put on them. I was really just experimenting. And I'll put a picture in. That's a pale lavender. I don't know if you can see. It's got a bit of blue on it as well, but it's pale lavender. I wanted to experiment. I thought, look, I can stitch anytime. We stitch all the time. I didn't need to do stitching because that can be done at a later date. But what I hadn't played around with so much was all this kind of dyeing. So I really made the most of that while I was in the class. And then lovely Virginia. Hi, Virginia. She gave us some sari silks. I got to ignore the wool. Oh, that's just the dye. It was how it was tied. The dyes come onto the wool. The colour. The different colours. And there's some more. I haven't taken that off yet. But anyway. So some sari silk. So we're getting lots of different colours into these. I did a little bit of swatching. Rachel's done this before and Fleur had done it. So I just want to do a little bit of swatching, like you might just cut out those 3 colours or whatever you want. So I had a bit of fun with them. And the next thing is the walls. Okay, so here's where I really went to town. So lucky for me, Mum was in the class and Mum didn't want to dye her wools. She got right into the fabrics and then did some stitching. But I had so much fun dyeing the wools, trying to achieve different colours. So on the first day, my colours, I was liking what was happening, but my colours were coming out darker. These kinds of things. I was trying to get multiple colours into the wools. And then the next day I tried to achieve lighter colours. So I literally, so a lot of these, maybe not that one, they're all the first day where I was getting darker colours. I think this was a first day one. And we had a skein of beautiful wool to dye, and Mum sort of bounced them up and got them ready, and then she didn't dye them. So I ended up doing both mine and Mum's, and yes, Mum, I'll give you some, don't worry. So some I just did little amounts, some I did larger amounts, but I literally, I'm going to show you that I pretty much dyed a rainbow. So let's have a look at the different tone. Oh, a few of them I haven't wound up yet. Like, look at these beautiful tones. And I'll show you some I bought from Fleur, and Fleur is just amazing at the colours that she achieves. She must have so much fun coming up with different colours. So I did try to use a lot of colours, and for most of them I really did try to oops, dropped one. Where did that go? Oh, there. I really did try to get more than one colour in the wools, not just have one plain colour. So I'm just trying to show you my rainbow. What else? What do we go into? Maybe purpley colours. And could I reproduce these exactly? Absolutely no way. Because I don't know what I did. I literally played and played and played and played. And just experimented and tried different things, and I think that that was the purpose for me, was to try and see how many different things, different colours I could achieve. Look at them all. So many. And now I've got all this fun stuff to play with. Let's bring this down more, because all the greens have to come in. There's one I haven't wound up yet. I've got some great tealy colours. Let's bring this over further. All my greens have to come in. Starting to get into sort of aqua greens. Okay, is that everything? Did I miss any? Wow. I did a lot, didn't I? Yep, so I do have some to wind up still that I hadn't done. I'll probably find some more. They're all over the place. And then Virginia gave us this lovely crinkly wool, so I had to go with some different colours. I did some warm and cool colours on them. I haven't wound them up yet. I think that'll take a while because they're a little bit bunched up. And then I got 6 gorgeous ones from Fleur. And she gets the most wonderful colours. She produces wonderful colours. So they're from Fleur. That is her skill and expertise in dyeing. Bit of thread in there. So look at all this yummy stuff, this yummy rainbow I have to play with. So that's pretty much, takes a long time to play around with this stuff and experiment. And I definitely had dyed hands last weekend, and I had dyed hands all week from class. So I've had, a little trouble with my fingers getting the dye on them. But now I get to play. And what I did do, let's move our rainbow aside. It's very pretty to look at. What I did do is I started putting together a piece that I'm going to stitch like a Fleur style piece. So dyed that. It was white. It was completely white. That is going to go there. So in this, it's all just pinned and tacked. I've done some large tacking. Nothing's really stitched down yet. In this, I tried to get some vintagey pieces of fabric. I got a little bit of Rachy fabric in here. This base is a big dyed piece I did. That's dyed fabric, the dyed muslin fabric. I almost could put a bit of colour on that and that, but I don't think I will. I think I'll leave a little bit neutral. And then Fleur had some scraps of fabric, so I cut this out. This is one I already had. This was a scrap from Fleur. This is one that I bought from someone else who had already dyed it, and I've just put some random bits of fabric down. Lots of these I just got from Mum because I was at Mum's place. So this will become a Fleur stitched piece. Yep. So all I stitched down, I think I've stitched that, just that down there, and I think I've stitched that lace there, and that's it. Other than that, just big tacky stitches, which will eventually come out. Or I've pinned, and I'm thinking I want to do the lovely sort of pink yellowy tones here that I've got going on. I'll definitely, these flowers will blend in well together. And then I'm loving this pop of like minty, kind of green minty, sort of pale teal colour, mint, whatever it is. And then I'll get lots of stitching done on this. So that will be my piece that I work on. Can you see the whole thing? There you go. Can't see the bottom. So that was my 2 days with Fleur. Lovely Fleur. Just to remind you of her book. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll be back later with some more Roxy's Journal of Stitching. Thanks for watching. Bye. So here we have some of Fleur's beautiful work that you can see. It's amazing to see her work in real life and how textural it is, and how many different types of fibres and threads that she used for her stitching. They're just wonderful to actually have in your hands. And here's Fleur in the Green Door studio instructing the class at the beginning, and another one of her gorgeous works that she stitched down onto her hand-dyed linens. And another example, this one I think is still a work in progress. And then this next one shows how she can use different colour waves. And what we have here is towards the end of the class, we were laying out some of our work on the table so we could all have a look at what each other had done. So many people had done a lot of their fabric and thread dyeing. Some people did painting on fabric. You can see that one in the top left-hand corner. She was a fantastic painter, and everyone's just popping down their bits and pieces so we can all have a look. And now we're just seeing some of my fibres simmering away. And here is my rainbow plate of different colours before they dried. And I'm just going to show you some of the colours. So we've got mixed textiles on this plate. We have a lot of different laces, some wool, some different types of cotton doilies. I have some cheesecloth. I'm just showing you a few of the things. You can see this is out in the sunlight. They haven't dried yet. So when they dry, they do get a little bit lighter. That kind of grey one behind, I did re-dye that because I didn't like the colour. That one there that I just put my hand on, I re-dyed that a navy blue. And here are some of my wools. These are dried. You can see how vibrant the colours are. And some of my laces, once they're dried, they do go a little bit lighter. And this is Fleur and myself. At the end of the class, I just love spending time with Fleur. She's so inspirational. And this is my piece that I showed you that I'm working on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Pop over and visit Fleur at her website or on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Bye.